All right, Capricorn, let's talk. I'm Susan, I'm your intuitive, and this is your astrology and tarot reading for the month of May 2025, Taurus season, a season that you trine, and now, today, Mercury has gone into Taurus. So for Capricorn risings and sun and moons, it will be trining you in some way, a little more relief, which is great for now, as we say for now, because there's a lot shifting. We're going to get into love and money. Love first. So love is first, and yeah, we're just going to talk about it all. So if you need to, Capricorn, take a deep breath. And let's ground down into your reading. You can even notice my voice has shifted. Let's ground down into your reading. Ooh, ooh. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, fast. Things are moving fast. You feel things moving fast, but what is it that's moving fast? Because a lot of times we think fast is external. And maybe your external world is shifting. And it's asking you, or revealing to you, what your block is from seeing what you have now. Are you a Capricorn that is always innovating? Are you feeling the remnants of Pluto and not living in the life that you've created for yourself? Yes, Pluto has moved on and it's transforming another area of your life. However, there's a certain space and time in your life where it's perfect the way it is. Remember, my thing for you is that you're perfect the way you are. And I feel like we have to talk about that right now. Quickly, things are evolving, changing, shifting, asking you and confronting you, perhaps for some of you, because everything in Aries for Capricorn risings is squaring your fourth house of foundations, parents, emotional security. You're seeing where wherever you've been secure has gotten to a place where you cannot learn yet anymore. It's not that you've plateaued, you've made it to a peak. In a little while it will feel like a plateau, but you've made it somewhere in your life and you're not giving yourself enough space to recognize it, so you may be forced into it. So in your relationship, you may have a lot to celebrate and a lot to offer, and also more love to give away and give. However, you got to a certain point perhaps where you are so used to being in transition or so used to being in a certain momentum that any kind of slow down, even if it's to be present, feels like a halt. So what can happen in Taurus season is we can start to look at and try to make a problem where there is none and realize that there's more being offered to you here, and it's through feeling. You know, you may be, doing things externally still, but like, how do you feel? Now that you've transitioned, is there somewhere you can pull back? Is there somewhere you can accept? Is there somewhere you can take a look at and see? I'll put the cards down. I feel like I'm just having them in your face. Having you see where things have come full circle. And as a sign of leadership, as a sign of initiation, when does it end? Right? When does it end? You get to decide how to celebrate or not celebrate, or live in the moment the way that you want to live, all depending on, who you are, of course. But if you don't give yourself enough time, whether it doesn't have to be with a group of people, but you don't give yourself enough time to reflect and see where you are and be where you are, right? And sometimes maybe you're not going out a lot. So you are maybe home or just home and work, and maybe you're just in that kind of space. Maybe you do need to go somewhere and be an external environment. I'm not telling you to spend money, but that means go for a walk, go to the park, go somewhere where there are people moving, where your mind can then become present, or find connection and be able to become present throughout the movements of your day and notice maybe there's a shift there. Because the Nine of Wands suggests that, you know, you're at this completion, you're revealing yourself to the world, but you're also, that vulnerability feels like a lot, but it feels like a lot to carry when you're not allowing yourself to give what you're good at away, even though, you know, you want to be compensated. The Seven of Pentacles isn't saying that you haven't been, but there's your generosity, right? Where are you comfortable being generous? That may be flourishing and doing well. So putting too much effort can actually, watering the plant too much, doing too much can actually hurt it. So in your relationship, if there's an overly focus of area where you're just so used to and comfortable paying attention to, or maybe you've been going through hard times, so it's like hard to feel good, hard to let yourself receive. Very cardinal sign. This is something common amongst them. Letting yourself receive where you are. There will always be somewhere to focus on and work on, but your relationship seems like what needs the focus is being generous in another way, right? Accepting this change, this transformation, and when the moments move quickly and when we're protecting ourselves from being hurt. But the only thing that's hurting you is this protection because it no longer suits you. My cats are just playing with each other. It no longer suits you. Literally, the suit no longer fits. No longer fits. You have gained or lost whatever weight that has been needed, and you now need to see that for yourself. Maybe you have a little dysmorphia going on, if that's literal for you. But in this relationship, you have changed, and it's allowing yourself to be there. If you're single, and I think this about Capricorns, is like through relationships, you really do grow and learn. So through your single and the way that you're weaving, like through that, the way that you're dancing through it, you're able to see this too, is like where you may want control in areas that feel comfortable, but and usually when that happens, and this is very cardinal sign, but very earthly for you right now, it's very much a part of your operating system and your pattern, and you may be changing. So if you are dating, you may be like giving yourself space between dates, between seeing people, not letting yourself get too caught up in the moment, maybe seeing, you know, multiple different people, whatever it is. What's being revealed to you is that where you've protected yourself no longer needs protection, because you can tend to overcompensate, is basically what I've been saying. And so that shift of dynamic and that earthly shift within yourself, like where you're secure enough, you're safe enough to now give a little more of yourself, because that's actually what you're maybe doing in a roundabout way, right? You will really stand on your shit until you realize, and in some way, shape, or form are proven that it doesn't work anymore. It's actually more harmful. When you're in like an upward scale, an upward spiral where things are going better and better and better, we can tend to look for things, right? You know, that's amongst the control community, that is very much an earth sign thing. So no matter where it is in your chart, and especially in the physical matters, right? You know, if that's not getting better, then what? Sorry, hold on 1 second for me, please. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, taking a look at that. Where can you know, where is it actually exhausting you now? Where is it actually like, oh, this isn't, and it's like, it takes that kind of negative emotion or that situation to shift us sometimes. So recognizing it and understanding that you can be grateful for those moments, because that's what's shifting in you. And when you do that, it's so genuine, and people truly like see that about you. So they really do. We're gonna talk about money, and now money wants to talk. So we're gonna talk about money. Before I show you these cards. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. You can get my website link, schedule link, payment options, Patreon link, where you can get this video and the second part where we get even deeper into it right to your email if you'd like. So take a look at that below, and all the other videos I do as well. Money. 9 of Cups, 3 of Swords. For a long time, it was easier to focus on money. So this is bleeding right into here. It was easier to focus on money. And now, no matter, regardless of the circumstances, all this shift into Aries makes us realize that it's not all about money. It's not all about accumulating. It's about how we grow as people, right? Believe it or not, is your work allowing you to grow as a person? Does it challenge you in a way where it makes sense for your skills and your genius and the version of you that is becoming better? Because that's what will attract more money to you. So maybe you're in a career, but you have an inkling to want to do something else, but you'd like to make some money. So you start diving into an interest that really feeds your soul in another way. And maybe that doesn't have to make you money, but somehow, some way, you start to make money. There's a part of you that may have to go outside of your comfort zone at times, and that's moving beyond some kind of mental strain in your head. Obviously, mental strain in your head. 3 of Swords suggests that wherever you're at and you have been within content and comfort is actually perhaps harming your ability to grow, seeing or settling. And right now, Capricorn, no matter the outer circumstances, you don't need to settle right now, and you can grow beyond. And it's okay and accept if you can. If you can't take on more right now, that's fine. But taking a moment and a step back this month to assess, find an interest that also gives you energy if your job or career path at the moment does not, and start to follow that. You can make anything into a career more now than ever, but you definitely can. So maybe it just starts with the research, and maybe it's a year-long process. Maybe this is something you want to really enjoy before you get going, and maybe it starts to just get something just starts to get going, and you go along for the ride and you accept the next passage. It's you're in a place where you may be asking why all this control is being looked at, because life wants you in a place. You're an earth sign. Life wants you in a place of receptivity. I sometimes interrupt my own thoughts with my own thoughts, and I need to learn. And that's what I'm learning. Right here, right now. You're being asked to be more receptive. A lot of times when we're being tested and things are happening to us, for us, however you want to see it, it's because we're being shaped by life. And as an earth sign, you're naturally a feminine, you weigh more on the feminine. And so being shaped, right? You can carve rock, but at the same time it's being shaped. It's such an interesting dynamic that also is happening with humans. That's because we are we are an extension somehow, some way, not to go too far out there. And you're an extension of what you've learned and what you're repatterning now, and what the stubborn things and the things that even if you don't want to be, that you don't realize that you are. And once you do, it's like this whole spiral. But what it can help you do and realize is the best thing to know is you're being vulnerable enough to be shaped right now, and possibly in a way that's healthier than it ever has been. And once you realize it, it feels more empowered to know that you feel safe enough to have control over this area, so that you can put your energy there, and you won't want to control other areas of your life that can be very magical if you want them to be. And I word the love your brain. Love your brain. Love your brain. Oh, I was gonna pull one more card, and then 2 cards just fell out, so we're just gonna use them. 4 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. learning about your foundations, rewiring your brain around your foundations and how much that connects to your worthiness, and realizing that it shouldn't it doesn't need to make you feel more or less of yourself. It's just wherever you're growing in your worth right now is also going to aid in your money growth, because it's whatever you're healing internally is going to open you up to different opportunities to say yes or no to. And the more that you shape that, the more you come into the right next best thing for you. And again, that could just be a hobby or a creative process that may in the long run bring you more money, or something that you even collaborate with your partner on in the future, right? This has potential. This has potential for a long term, and that's why there's this breaking down happening, because your ruling planet Saturn is finally shifting after 2 years, a little over 2 years of being in Pisces, into Aries, which for Capricorn risings is going into your 4th house. And this is just the start. So if you can just learn to be with this process of reshaping your foundation and being in this building process as if you're building a house, and seeing yourself as a soul, and your body can be your house, your relationships can be like the interactions with the house, or however you want to see it, and realizing you're in the best possible place within the person that you are to build and shape this life now. And it doesn't have to be negative or bad. Nothing's wrong with you. You've done nothing wrong. It's just you're in the best place to shape your life in this way that is going to be and is already extremely abundant. So we have a lot more to talk about. That will be in the link below. Presence. I think we talked about this before, but life needs your presence. That's it. Presence, Capricorn. Presence with your feelings, with your patterns, not perfection. Presence. Presence over perfection. And that is the title of your reading. All information to work with me is below. We'll see you next month. Capricorn, take care of yourself. Until then.